everyone. My name is Hannah Burgum. I'm the one and only accessibility engineer at CodeAI, which is as of yesterday. So we are code.org. CodeAI is code.org, just in your brains. Moving forward. Thank you for the Blockly Accessibility Fund. I wouldn't have this job. I'm the only one who gets to have the role thanks to this fund. So that's the best. The agenda, I'm going to go quick because I know I'm like up against snack time. I'll talk about where we were last summit, what we've worked on since, where we are today, and what comes next. Okay, last year at the summit, oh my gosh, me and Brian get to be on the marketing page for this summit, which was incredible. We shared the first keyboard navigable Blockly experience on CodeAI last year. It was very small scale. This was like nested, hidden on our incubator page. It was one tiny music lab tutorial. It was very confusing. If any of you were in that room, it was very complicated. There were a lot of places we got stuck. We took notes, we wrote down the bugs, and we've been working on it ever since. Okay, so I'll have two categories for what we've been working on. One, Blockly, one, everything else. We've done a lot of debugging together over the year. Thank you so much for providing the space, Blockly, to kind of talk with the other groups, Microbit, MakeCode. All of these groups have been working together to debug, give feedback to Blockly, and then they've been incredible and so fast about incorporating those fixes, and then we can just, boom, pick up the new version, merge it to production, everyone's happy. So we had like this block insertion bug that was really gnarly. As an aside, code.org is huge. We have so many different lab types. We have so many different experiences. We have curriculum all over the world. And so if something breaks, we're gonna hear about it like pretty quickly. And it's near impossible to test everything before we launch it, even though Mike came up with a handy dandy like 18 billion page long testing manual for how to check something before you release it. It's impossible to catch it all. And a lot of our students use iPads in classrooms and Chromebooks, so we have all these different modalities of feedback that we get. So there was this mobile drop-down scrolling thing that was broken that we reported, and they fixed really fast. Uniquely, we have this kind of like function editor builder in some of our labs where you can kind of open up a workspace on top of a workspace, and that was broken with keyboard navigation because we couldn't work between the workspaces properly. So they were very helpful fixing that. And also, we have dark mode and light mode, and so we were kind of like overriding all of the shortcut menus to make them look pretty. Shout out to Brendan, who's in the audience, who also works for our company. He's very good at making sure the cited experience is what we want it to be, and then my job is to kind of fight with him and make sure the non-cited experience is also what we want it to be. Okay, so the result of that is that in the past year, shortly after the summit, we were able to launch keyboard navigation everywhere across all of our lab types, which was a huge win, really thrilling. And then here's what we have also worked on, because code.org turned into CodeAI, and that kind of took over my year in a small way. So our new CEO has really wanted our new AI curriculum to be the focus, which meant that I've had split brain all year trying to ensure that everything we built for this new AI Foundations curriculum was also keyboard navigable, screen reader optimized, accessible in all these other ways. So I have just kind of this gif of these different paradigms that I've learned from Stefik and talked with the accessibility community about. If you have a huge log of AI chat messages, you don't want someone to have to tab through the entire log every time they're just trying to make it around the page with the tab, right? So I had to use like ARIA live regions so that if I'm thinking about this experience blindfolded with my eyes closed, I can type in a message, it'll read it back out loud to me, I can hit enter, and then it will wait for that log and then announce to me immediately I know, seriously, my eyes closed, right? I orchestrated that was on purpose. As soon as the message appears, it should be read out loud to me via screen reader so that I don't have to kind of scroll back through to get an update for what's going on. The other news is that we got another VPAT this year. That has been huge for code.org. We're constantly getting messages from districts and teachers asking if we are WCAG compliant, because if not, they could get in trouble. I think that deadline was pushed out again, but it has been hugely important for us to become compliant and to work toward that. So I've been working on contrast updates, labeling updates, screen reader updates, keyboard updates, all around the Blockly labs, as well as within them. We've had a measurable lift in the categories that we targeted from our last VPAT to this one, and 20% of our categories overall improved. So it went from does not support to partially supports, or from partially supports to fully supports, which is very exciting. And a lot of districts just want and need to see improvement and to be able to tell that story of we're working on it, we'll get there, we're getting closer. And we might not have time for questions, but after this, if you want to ask me about how I feared for my job in the 2 weeks between DQ reports, there's a story there. They do not measure the VPAT the same way every time they run it, and it looked like we regressed in like 12 areas before I made them do it again. So at a glance, we have 24 now fully supported categories, and this is run by DQ, kind of the industry standard in accessibility evaluation. Okay, where we are today. Blockly V13 is in progress. The reason I brought my laptop up here and plugged it in, oh, maybe that's the AC. I was like, is this my fault, this sound? Is because I'm about to do a live demo for you of a branch I have running locally with the V13 beta 7, because 8 happened like way too last minute. I need to give a shout out to Mike Harvey, who used to work for code.org and now works for Blockly, for deforking us so that these kinds of upgrades are much, much faster than they used to be. So snaps for Mike. Okay, and then let's just send it. Let's see what happens. I'm still getting used to this, everyone. CodeAI. Okay. I'm going to use voiceover. I'm not going to turn the sound on because hopefully we all know what that's like and it's painful. But you will be able to see here this output. So we heard from a presenter before. Let's see, where are we? Okay, here we are. Graphic symbol, graphic symbol, graphic symbol, graphic symbol. So this is V12. This is what a screen reader experience looks like on V12. Group, graphic symbol, right? Not very useful. Okay, great. Let us look at this happens. Amazing. Okay, great. Let's tab in here. Let's look around. Oh, skip to main content. What do we got? Okay, look at this. One run statement, play notes. Let's edit this. Let's see what we got. Arpeggio up. Oh, we can enter into here. We can add some of these keys. Where am I? There we go. Play drum beat cowbell. This is so intuitive. It's streamlined. I know you're not hearing it out loud, but hopefully you can all read this. So this is a huge testament to the Blockly team. This is already, light years ahead of where we were obviously on V12. And I promise as soon as you actually merge V13, I will pick it up and I will merge it as soon as possible. Oh, turn the screen reader off. Woo. That was thrilling and terrifying both. Okay, so the V13, the biggest changes for all the developers in the room. I'm not gonna read through these, but it's very exciting to get to delete the actual keyboard navigation plugin because it's now just built in how it always should be. Thank you, I appreciate that. As we all know, accessibility should be built in, it should not be an add-on. So I got to delete a bunch of code on this branch and I'm very excited to merge it. And Claude, shockingly helpful with this upgrade. So if anyone wants to reach out to Claude for this, it can handle some of what's going on. Okay, what's next for us? Like I said, I'm gonna get V13. I'm raring to go. I'm chomping at the bit. I want V13 merged as soon as possible so that we can kind of check off screen reader support. And of course, I will continue to debug and give feedback. We have such a huge reach and it's massively important that we get it right for these students. So when they come to me, I'll come to you and we'll work together and we'll figure it out. Okay. We did it. It's 2:30.